Khalid's eldest daughter Suad was 7 years old. Amal was 2 years old. On the 12th day of the war, according to Khalid, both his children were shot dead by an Israeli soldier as the family left their home on the army's command with their hands up and waving a white flag. While looking through the rubble once his home, Khalid found the bear Amal was holding when she was killed.
It was 12:50 on the 7th of January. The Israeli tanks came right to the door of my house. They ordered us on loudspeakers to leave. My mother went out, and then me and the children. My mother was holding up a white flag, and the distance between us and the tanks could not have been more than 10 meters. They could clearly see us. Suddenly I saw one of the soldiers stick his head out of the tank, raise his gun and shoot at my children and mother. My eldest, Suad, was shot 12 times in her chest.
Khalid later escaped by foot with his wounded mother and his middle daughter, 4-year-old Samar. She was also shot in the chest and has now been taken abroad for treatment. He says he's not Hamas and nobody was firing rockets in the area. He wants to know why an Israeli soldier killed his children and spared him.
There is no life after this. I don't even have a single picture of my children. Everything is gone. Nothing to remember my babies by.
Abid Rabbo is 2 kilometers from the Israeli border. This area saw some of the worst bombardment and fighting of the war. 500 homes have been destroyed. Thousands are homeless with no place to go. And the community is in mourning. And this is what's left of the homes Israel spared here, turning many of them into makeshift military bases. This family found their personal belongings buried, their bedrooms trashed, and that's not the only thing Israeli soldiers left behind them. So we've been inside a dozen or so houses in this area, and it's really the same story. Apart from being completely demolished, there's clear evidence that Israeli army soldiers were inside. And in the case of this house, they left them notes on the walls. So here you can see it says, Hamas bad, Israeli Defense Force good. And just below it, it says, IDF, or Israeli Defense Force, we're here. And that's not it. Also on the cupboards just along this way, there are more notes. On this cupboard it says, we want you. And on this one, join the Israeli army today. I translated the messages for the family.
We want to live in peace. We are simple people. We used to work in Israel. My son works for the Palestinian Authority. Why would they write these things and do this to our home? We don't deserve to be humiliated.
The Israeli Prime Minister has apologized to the Palestinian people, telling them this war was not meant to make them suffer. But actions speak louder than words, and in Gaza, both show Israel's true intention. Shireen Tadros, Al Jazeera, Abid Rabbo in northern Gaza.